In this campaign, the big idea was that giving blood is rewarding. Obviously, it's rewarding for the person receiving the donation, but in order to increase blood donation rates, particularly amongst the young optimist target audience, the Red Cross used a unique selling proposition strategy and heavily based their advertisements on the biscuit you receive after the donation. A biscuit only offered by the Red Cross and, allegedly, the best biscuit ever. They did this because, statistically, younger people are 4 to 5 times more likely to donate if they know they'll receive compensation afterwards, and this was reflected in the consumer insight about the target audience, that they wanted something because of their donation. The Red Cross satisfied this desire in 2 ways. Firstly, by awarding the donor with a physical incentive, a biscuit. By doing this, they tapped into the theory of reciprocity, the entering of an exchange with the anticipation of receiving a personal benefit. And secondly, by providing the means to share said biscuit and therefore the donor's good deed on social media. This taps into the young optimist's desire for social capital. In the target audience, this manifests as the yearning to win prestige, respect, and friendship, and is the reason 26.9% of people admit to as why they donated blood. To evaluate the success of the campaign, the Red Cross would need to compare their objectives from before the campaign was launched to the results achieved after the set timeframe had finished. These objectives included, but were not limited to, increasing blood donation inquiries and blood donation rates from the target audience. Although there wasn't a lot of technical information on blood donation, this campaign was still using an informational appeal, as it discussed the benefits of the biscuit, like Neil Perry saying,
"There's just something special about it,"
and Adriana Zumbo demonstrating its crumblability. These visual shots and auditory descriptions tap into the personal appeal of pleasure, and were used to make the biscuit look desirable. This desirability is important because the biscuit is the physical reward the prospective blood donor will receive as compensation for their donation. But it wasn't the descriptions alone which made the biscuit seem desirable, it was who was making these claims. Credibility has been shown to correlate with positive attitudes towards the source. As celebrities score high in credibility, the campaign featured 6 well-known chefs to perform a testimonial role and bring credibility to the biscuit through their expertise. With a surprise 7th guest, Sesame Street's Cookie Monster, the Red Cross were able to inject humour into their ad, which has been shown to have high recallability, increase likability of the source, and capture attention. This credibility was added to even further with the creative and technical decision of having the chefs talk directly to camera. By doing this, it gives the illusion that they are talking to the person watching the screen, and has the effect of appearing to be honest and non-deceptive. The ad was also filmed exclusively in white, bright rooms, a creative decision made because humans typically associate the colour white with goodness, innocence, and purity. However, by using celebrity chefs, it does not target the second reason people donate blood, social capital. Although using celebrity endorsements brings attention to the brand, because the Red Cross is already so well known, it could be considered a misplacement of efforts. If instead they used young past donors as a peer endorsement and highlighted the social benefits they received from donating, it could be a more effective way to reach the target audience. This is supported by previous studies which suggest a positive effect of peer endorsements on the effectiveness of advertisements, particularly when there is a high similarity between the endorser and the recipient. The Red Cross used an array of media types for this campaign, including both in-home and out-of-home advertisements. They had ads on television, radio, through social media, and in various outdoor locations in the city. Of the media channels that were used, their television ad was the most informative and impactful. This is because a lot of the information and persuasive elements discussed in the creative strategy relied heavily on visuals and motion, as well as because it was able to reach a lot more people, since television is so popular. However, as younger people are watching less TV, it is becoming increasingly more difficult to target them through this medium. Because of this, there was also a heavy focus on social media, as it allows for visuals and is largely used by the target demographic. In 2017, the vast majority of Australians aged 18 to 29 had at least one social media account. However, this does not necessarily mean by posting on social media, ads will automatically be effective or even noticed. 57% of people will ignore sponsored posts from brands they don't follow, while 44% won't even notice ads in the first place. Although the Red Cross didn't use sponsored posts and thus didn't have to deal with this issue, they were in turn mostly limited to reaching people who already follow them online. This explains the difference between the levels of engagement on the Red Cross's Facebook page compared to their Twitter account. To increase interactions with the target consumer, my recommendation will be to install interactive displays in places like shopping centres, which passively display phrases like "hungry, want a free biscuit" above the start button, on which passers-by can take an eligibility quiz to find out if they're able to donate blood. If they're successful, the screen will light up green and let the person know they're eligible, as well as showing where the closest donor centre is located and what time the next appointment slot is available. This demonstrates not only does the person have the ability to donate, but they also have the opportunity to do so as well. Finally, to satisfy all 3 criteria of the Moore model, there needs to be a motivation, which is, of course, the biscuit.